Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, at least it's morning for me. It may not be morning for you, but welcome back. We had a couple days off and we are back in it today. So exciting, exciting times. We got plenty of things to chat about. We have a lot going on in the AI space. We got a lot going on in the VR space. But with that, we are going to chat about Google Bard and how interesting that is and a little bit of the fallout because we are post launch. I'm sure you've seen a ton of different content related to Bard and what happened to them. But um, we'll talk a little bit about the fallout yesterday from the demo that they did live. And we're also going to pick up a little AI, spatial computing, augmented reality, fun topic. So with that, let's get over to the screen share. Always fun. So Google Bard was released earlier this week, and we got a nice preview of what their tool looks like. However, they had a less than fantastic demo. So Google share dropped 100 billion after its AI chatbot makes a mistake. So in short, Google had a launch of their Google Bard, um, and they had an issue with the content that came out. Um, that issue was directly related to the promotional video that was out from them. So in the Bard question video, it says it asks a question directly about the James Webb Telescope. It gives a few bullet points, including the claim that the telescope took the very first pictures of exoplanets. Um, the hard part is that it is not true. They didn't discover exoplanets. Um, it was actually, the European Southern Observatory's discovery in 2004. Now, this, in generality, isn't the worst thing. However, if you put that in a product launch, the overall appetite by investors is clearly not great. So once this went viral, it definitely didn't go well. But as the things that we've always said related to AI, including ChatGPT, including all the other ones out there, these are not 100% accurate, right? They're not 100% factual. Always, okay? It's rarely anyone is 100% factual 100% of the time. So, just like we saw last week with Bing using their sources for ChatGPT and chat in their searches, so they have those new annotations. We may see a very interesting rollout of Bard and how it's implemented into various systems. It's it's interesting because this is Google's direct response to ChatGPT. It put out a comment, previously that because ChatGPT was getting integrated into Bing and their Edge browser, that Google was most likely to respond pretty quickly. Funny enough, the same day that I put that out, they actually did respond by announcing Bard, and they took a hit because of a simple promotional video, right? This is a hyper focus point for a lot of organizations and how it's going to potentially impact their business. So, understanding how you go to market is increasingly important. Now, the interesting thing about Bard is how they're going to put everything together. Is this going to be integrated into a lot of tools, into Google Suite, into G Drive, etc.? Yeah, most likely we'll see that just like we saw it from Microsoft's launch on ChatGPT and its implementation into Bing and Edge. Will it continue to evolve? Absolutely. I don't think this is a dead product by any means. I think the market is now accepting of this technology for the most part and has slightly less hesitations than we saw with the market overall adoption of NFTs. This seems to be more functional. Right, one of my biggest complaints when NFTs come out was that there's a lack of functionality for them. So, in this technology aspect, I think that Google, had a pretty fatal error that resulted in the drop in the stock price. But ultimately, what I think will end up is that this will hone in, refine it, and it will be developed and launched across others. But less than ideal start to that. So there's market impacts for everything that you do. Remember that. This NPR article is pretty good. So if you hop on and just drop this in, this is from yesterday. So take a look at that. Now we're going to transition to something that's a little bit more fun and exciting. So it's over and checking out some news about augmented and virtual reality, and seeing how that spatial computing spectrum, which you talked about in some previous videos. If you haven't seen those, go check them out. That spectrum is beginning to blend and get pulled into a new direction when it comes to artificial intelligence. Anima, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, company-wise, created an only bots digital pet augmented reality version. Which is really really interesting. So what they did was they had previously had a iteration of these pets that you could interact with and kind of play with directly on your phone, but now they've added this augmented reality version where you're actually able to talk directly to them. And they're able to respond and give you different feedback and information powered by a natural language processing system that is a machine learning AI system. So pretty cool. This video from Holybots is giving you a couple different examples here. Pretty interesting means to have a living character that you can train and understand and provide feedback to, and also give you information directly in AR. This augmented reality experience, obviously this character is not real. It's placing a digital object inside of the real world around it, and it's doing some planal detection. So it's actually dropping the character on a flat plane that you select, and it's pretty well done as far as shading, visuals, graphics, etc. So you're getting some light refraction off the top, and you're also getting this character animate, quote unquote, when you ask it a question. You can ask it pretty ridiculous things that you're seeing here. So the artificial intelligence juice is really one step closer. Alex Harity says to a digital beings feeling truly alive, which I agree. I think that AI and these type of experiences, when they're blended into the real world through either a browser, etc., but specifically in these digital twins of robots or digital twins of pets, etc., really is an interesting fluctuation point for how augmented reality and AI is going to be working together. Generative AI is actually able to be done in 3 dimensions right now, so I can tell a machine learning system AI chatbot to go and build me something that's important and meaningful and valuable and looks like a duck wearing a hat. That can actually be created in augmented reality now in 3 dimensions, which is really cool. That generative AI paired with natural language processing allows us to have a deeper interaction with it, and potentially engage in a more meaningful experience. This crossover between generative AI and on the visual side and generative AI on the copy/voice side is what we are seeing as a culmination of machine learning technology. I think that when we look at someone like a Mojo Vision, who has a heads-up display and can process natural language processing and then implement potentially in the long-term future digital objects in the real world, you're really seeing the future of tech and its interactions with individuals. What I will say that I'm really excited about, though, is how we're starting to train ourselves to interact with machines. And I think this point may be lost by some, but how we start to interact with machines and asking them questions and providing us feedback and engaging with a machine in a knowledge first way is the core of how people traditionally learn. Everyone points at the example of a child asking why 10 times over and over again and asking it for more information. I think how we are engaging in a childlike educational cycle with AI and chatbots and machine learning, ChatGPT, and Google Bard is retraining how we interact with tech. Um, and I'm joyful of that outcome. However, I'm hoping that people still go down the right path when it comes to these things. So some little psychology and philosophy there as well for you. That is today's quick review of what's going on in the market. Just some couple quick little highlights. I think that the AR and AR, VR, spatial computing space is going to be fast adopted. I think that the head-mounted displays that we've talked about is going to be implemented in an interesting way, and they are now seeing they're going through the plateau of productivity when it comes to the hype cycle. We'll talk about a hype cycle in maybe a future video, but machine learning, AI, generative AI is at the top of that hype cycle right now, and that's a good thing for everyone. That being said, I appreciate you guys stopping in, checking us out, and seeing what's going on. I'm always happy to provide feedback. If you have questions, concerns, you're always welcome to reach out to me on any platform. If you're watching from LinkedIn Live, appreciate you coming in. If you're not watching on LinkedIn Live and you're checking out one of the other channels, awesome. Check out the socials below. Reach out if you have questions, and I'm always appreciative of you, the viewer, because you are making this go a little bit smoother. With that, I will see you guys on the other side.